everyone, it's Avi Woolman. I'm a real estate agent with Engel & Volkers, and in this video I would like to explain what is due diligence fee, due diligence period, and earnest money fee. You will hear these terms a lot when you start the process of buying or selling a house in North Carolina. And this video will be a short explanation about what it is, what is the difference between these two fees. So you've been looking for homes for a while and you found a house that you love. Congratulations. The next step is to put an offer on a house. And you do not have to, but the normal way of buying a house in North Carolina, in Charlotte, especially in a market the way it is now, which is a seller's market, it's low inventory and a lot of buyers usually want to buy the same house because it's just not enough houses on the market. That is the reason why due diligence and earnest money are great two ways of making your offer a little more attractive than the offer of the buyer that you're competing with in order to win the house. So two checks. You're writing an offer and you need to write two checks to present it to the seller with the offer. So the first one is due diligence fee. The due diligence fee is basically you're telling the seller, hey, Mr. Seller, I would like to buy time. This is the money I'm giving you in order to buy the time for me to do all the inspections that I need to do, all the appraisal checks, anything that you would like to test or check about the house, about the neighborhood, about anything to do with zoning or anything to do with the transactions, anything that will help you make the decision whether you want to buy the house or not. You're buying time, you're giving the seller $1,000 or $2,000 depending on the market and depending on the house price in order to ask the seller to take that house off the market. Don't sell it yet. Let me make my due diligence and I will let you know if I want to buy it or not. This fee is basically non-refundable. The seller can take that check, cash it, and go spend it on whatever he wants. This money does not come back to you as a buyer. It's going straight to the seller. As soon as the offer is accepted, he can go and do whatever he wants with this fee. That fee basically allows you as a buyer to have that time to check that property, to make sure that you would like to buy it, or maybe you would not like to buy it. So there's two options. If you are not buying the house during the due diligence period, you decide, okay, something is wrong with the house or something has changed in my condition and I don't want to buy the house, that due diligence fee is not refundable. You're not getting it back. But if you are going to buy the house, the due diligence fee is going to be applied as a credit towards the purchase price of the house. So you're not losing the money. So you have the due diligence period, which is about 2 to 3 weeks. It's all negotiable. It's going to be all in the contract. And that's the time where you should make that decision. You need to allow yourself enough time for you to do all the inspections that you need to do in order to make that decision to buy or not to buy. So that's the due diligence fee. The second check you're going to write is the earnest money fee. So you write that check. That check is not to the seller. The check is to a trust account or escrow account. It has to stay there until closing. And basically you're saying to the seller how serious you are. The earnest money is basically saying that you're serious about buying the house or how much you love the house, and you're showing the seller that you really want the house. This money is refundable. And it goes like this. The rule in North Carolina goes like this. If you make a decision during the due diligence period, which is 2-3 weeks that is written in the contract, to not buy the house, you're gonna get the earnest money back. So you had that time where you purchased it with the due diligence fee. In that time, within that period of time, if you decide not to buy the house, then you're getting that earnest money back. And if you decide to buy the house, then the earnest money, again, just like the due diligence fee, goes towards credit towards the purchase price. So both the due diligence fee and the earnest money fee will be part of how you're paying for your house. So if and it will become a credit towards the purchase price if you're going to the closing day. If you're actually going to close on the house, then those two fees, you're not going to pay them again. It goes towards the purchase price of the house. So for example, just to keep it simple for the math, if the house is $100,000 and you put $5,000 in due diligence and $5,000 in earnest money, this is way too much for a $100,000 home, but just for the math, then at the closing table, you're only going to have to bring $90,000 because you already paid that $10,000 in those two checks. So I hope that helps. It's Avi Wallman again. If you have any questions, if you're looking to buy a house, or if you're thinking about selling a house and you would like to know what your house might be worth in today's market, please give me a call. My phone number is 704-497-5917. I would love to help. Let's chat.